They'll be calling you a radical. This is big breaking news on two fronts. The General Electric scam artist creepy front and they're the same front. The extinction of the steelhead salmon. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, it's on. So first, let's start right with the General Electric breaking news. CNBC's reporting this right. So I dug through the filings last night. I found the filing, and it just finally appeared, the S.E.C. filing, because they won't make a statement, which is corruption by nature. I mean by definition, excuse me, by nature. It's not natural. So in the filing, the S.E.C. is going to fine General Electric. They're going to hammer them, they say, in the filing. Now, how hard will they hammer? I don't know, but not on the earnings. Now, listen to me. This is important. They lied on their earnings. They reinstate their earnings, but that's not what this is. This is different. That's enough for a melting, mill or all of them to go to prison. No, this is different. This is on the subprime mortgage, which you got to realize, GA Financial, you know how big and crooked they were? So subprime financials. Here's more litigation going to line up 10 million deep. So they found them guilty. I mean, it says right in the filing. They're guilty. It says right in it. Breaking. CNBC. Remember, CNBC was owned by General Electric. Who's the lawsuits against? Should be going against CNBC. Kramer should be sued. Joe Kernan should be. Every single one of these things. Kramer, these guys pounded these drums. Jack Welch, what a criminal. This is the original right here. This is the original. This is General Electric. I'm in the belly of the beast. So, it's giant. Who's buying? And I'll tell you what, I want to explain this before I get to the salmon. What's happening, because the hedge fund managers and all these 401k managers that have your dime, they don't watch the market. They're lazy pricks. I used to work. They gutted those firms. Those firms are over. Nobody works on Wall Street anymore. They're computers. They hire a math PhD. This is an algorithm trading this stock. So the news breaks. There's some retail investors that are getting out, but the funds are working on a matrix. It goes down to a certain level, like it breaks 14, they buy. They don't even know. These guys don't watch the markets. They're in the south of France, they're at Davos, they're wherever. Their scammerockery can take them. Jeffrey Melty's the greatest criminal in the greatest crime in human history. The cover of, it's GE. When are you going to wake up and realize how big this is? The death of the Pacific Ocean is General Electric. So, on the steelhead salmon, this is a big break right from the horse's mouth. I just talked to him just now in Oregon. So, the Rogue steelhead winter run has 12. You heard me, 12. So, Oregon's set the season for the spring season, which starts here in a couple days, March 1st. They set it. They're still letting you catch steelhead. So even Bill Monroe, the propagandist drumbeater on iFish, even he's saying there's a 90% probability of extinction of the steelhead. Yet they're still letting, you read it, they're still letting them fish. They're still letting them fish. It's unbelievable. You can catch one. You can keep one. What? What when there are none? The Endangered Species Act is in violation of over 400 days now. Well, we're going probably more like 500. I've been keeping track every day. I'm the only guy on earth that's been after this, predicted this to a freaking fine science, Fukushima. And the salmon are the smoking gun. Why? Because the Chinook go to sea for 5 years. And this, they've been declining for years is a lie. That's the total fallacy lie. I'll tell you how it's the lie. It's the lie because they had record returns in 2015, the Chinook. Look it up. Record returns in 2014. Record returns in 2013. On not just the Columbia River, on the Copper in Alaska. Expected. Not only record returns, projected all-time record returns for 2016 and 2017. Why didn't it happen? They go to sea for 5 years. Just like when they cut down all the timber. They used to call it a crop. When they cut down the redwoods, when they cut down the sequoias, they just called it a crop. The only place on earth they cut them all down. Same mentality. The Bill Gates freaking mentality. Look up his grandpa. Yeah, Seattle. Wow. So they call the ocean the pasture. It's just a resource. The guy, the head of the DNR who's so corrupt here in Utah. I got a major fight going with those guys. You know what he told me on killing the biggest mule deer in the world that come up and eat out of your hand at Antelope Island? He says it's a replaceable resource. No, it's not. This is extinction. And think about it. People don't know. This is as big as the buffalo. In native lore, rightfully so, in that part of the world, the great Northwest, America Vespucci, in this land, first came the god of salmon, then came the god of water. This has been declining for, oh no. I mean, one of the most hallowed things in the world you can do is go on one of those grand, how's Zane Grey? I mean, Roger Kipling said, I've reached the pinnacle of life. I went freaking steelhead fishing, you know, in the Oregon rivers. Not anymore. I mean, get your fly tying freaking rod, get them hung on the wall, you know. You want to talk a freaking scarce resource? How about a can of freaking steelhead salmon? Stand tuned. It's a major, epic time we live in. It's incredible, actually. I mean, the University of General Electric. So General Electric not only has admitted fraud, going to reinstate earnings. Oh, we just lied. Subprime mortgage fraud. So this is 4 fronts now. Subprime mortgage fraud, the fraud on the rest homes, the extended life insurance policies. I mean, this is so corrupted. Jack Welch, what a criminal. CNBC should be locked up. CNBC are criminals. CNBC are criminals. Hear me. I've protested in front of CNBC. I've been screaming this the whole time. I knew they were lying for years. And then the cover-up of Fukushima. Jeffrey Melt, the most criminal derelict. I mean, him and Obama are orchestrated. Then a B and Trump shaking hands. I mean, come on. You want to be? At CNBC, they're what I call wanna-be, the wannabe monarchy, chrysanthemum royal family, the cover-up of Fukushima. CNBC, the wannabe, the wannabe, monarchies. They traded in their health for somebody else's wealth. How's anybody catch the falling nuclear knife in the back? I'm telling you, it's such a wow. And people are buying it. This stock should be zero. They should be in prison. They should be locked up. The S.E.C. How come they're, I mean, there it is. I'll post it. CNBC. Kramer, what a scam artist. What a scumbag. CNBC is General Electric. General Electric is the head of the snake. You don't get what I get. You don't understand how big they are and how criminal and what they've done. For Kevin reached into the back and he slung the stone. Somebody's going to out him. Oh yeah, I did. Full of cancer. AML leukemia survivor. PhD, the Great Pacific Genocide. Stand tuned. Oh yeah, there is no tuna.